Have you ever been super excited about an opportunity, interview, nail the interview, feel like you're going to get an offer, and then it is way lower than you expected? You've been lowballed. This actually happens all the time. I've been in recruitment for 15 years, and in today's video, I'm going to describe what being lowballed is, why it happens, and what you can do about it. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, what is being lowballed? To me, someone who's been in recruitment and has delivered thousands upon thousands of offers, being lowballed is being given an offer that is significantly lower than you told them you would need in order to accept a job, or lower than market rate for a given position. That is essentially the definition. And this can happen all the time for a variety of reasons, but mainly it happens for three main reasons. Now, the first main reason is companies are trying to save money. And they feel like they might be able to get you for a lower salary. Why? Well, maybe you're out of work. Maybe they feel you were desperate. Maybe they feel like this is your only opportunity. Maybe you have given away some leverage and they feel like they will accept an offer. It's low. Let's use this as an opportunity to save money. Sometimes they just feel like they can get a deal. They know like you really want this job, right? It is your dream job. You've expressed that you want their job very badly, and they just think to themselves, yeah, we could pay more, but in this circumstance, I feel like we could pay less. Another reason that it happens is sometimes companies just tend to pay less than other companies in their industry. You know, when you look at average salary of a role, the reason that even exists is because some companies are really high, some are average, and some are really low. So sometimes you find yourself interviewing with a company that just tends to pay below market rate. So you're being lowballed, but virtually everybody who works for that organization was probably lowballed because they tend to pay less than their competitors. By the way, if you're interested in getting the best salary possible, go down to the description box. That second link there, that is my full salary negotiation guide. For less than $10, you can get up to $10,000 additional dollars on your next job offer just by following those simple steps. Okay, so that's what it is. That's why it happens. How do you prevent it? Now, the first thing that I would recommend you do is I would recommend you actually doing some research so you know what the range is, right? Like, you know what you're looking for, but do you know what the range is for your position, for your years of experience, where you're at geographically? You can go to a website like salary.com, you can look that up and you can actually see. And it pays to be informed. Like, understanding what the actual range is going to give you a place to start from. Now, the next thing you want to do is ideally they would say a number first instead of you. So what do I mean? When you're talking with a recruiter or an HR person, sometimes a hiring manager, they'll say something along the lines of, what are you looking for salary-wise? Whoever says a number here first loses. So in a perfect world, they would give you a number or give you a range first. How do you go about having them do that? Well, they're going to say something along the lines of, well, Ben, what are you looking for salary-wise? In which case you can respond, you know, that's a really good question. At this point in my career, salary actually isn't the most important thing. I'm really focused on growth and learning. So I'm open to an offer that is fair and commensurate with my experience. What do you guys have in the budget for this role? Something like that. That's a good way to turn it around on them, and often they will actually give you the range. Having them give you the range first gives you an idea of where you fit. Now, whenever you're actually going to give your number, I always tell people, do not give a range, give a number. Like, for example, if you say, you know, I'll take an offer, I'm looking between 70 and 80K. You're hearing 80K, they're hearing 70K, okay? When you give a range, the company, they're going to look at that and go, oh, we can get this candidate for 70K because they said they're willing to accept 70K. Meanwhile, you're hoping for 80K. I always tell people, you want to pick the number you are going for, and that's what you want to communicate. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to create leverage. This happens in a few different ways. One, you want to be a really, really great candidate. If you're an amazing candidate that the hiring manager falls in love with and they feel like, I really want this candidate on my team, you're going to increase the likelihood of getting a stronger offer because they're afraid of losing you. Another thing you can do to have leverage is look while you already have a job. Now, if you're unemployed right now and you're looking for a job, I know this doesn't help you. But if you do have a job, you're going to have leverage because at the end of the day, you can always walk away. Now, if you're unemployed, you can gain leverage by having more irons in the fire. If you were deep in interview with several companies, you'd feel much more comfortable walking away than if you only have one thing going on. So try to give yourself that ability to have leverage. And the last thing you need to do is counter the offer. You know, if they give you an offer that is lower than you were hoping for and they lowball you, at this point, you want to counter offer them. Say, thank you for the offer. I'm going to talk about this with my family and look at the benefits, and then I'll get back to you. And then whenever it is you talk to them again, you want to counter the offer. You want to go back to them and say, hey, again, I want to thank you so much for my offer. You know, I took a look at the benefits, and after thinking everything through, you offered me $70K. If you can offer me $80K, I will accept the job and I can start on, and then you give them the date at which you can start. And what you're essentially doing there is saying, look, thank you, I'm appreciative. After considering things, I can do it, but I need this number. And if you give me that, I will start this date. There's no further negotiation. We can end this right here and I start. It's the most effective way to counter. You know that, you let them know, if you can do this, it's over, we can move forward. Now, if you don't get to that point and you feel like you're getting interviewed, but companies aren't moving forward with you and you're wondering why they are not choosing you, you need to watch this video. This video here kind of reveals a secret of why big companies are not choosing you and they're not moving forward with you as a candidate. The information in this video will change things for you dynamically. I'll see you over there.